What is one of the first questions you ask when you meet a new person? Do you have Instagram? What is your Twitter name? This generation, now also known as the social media generation, are extremely guilty of doing so. We find it easier to communicate via social media than we do face to face. For those unfamiliar with the term, social media includes any website that involves a form of social interaction, for example, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and even YouTube. These sites are accessible worldwide and have grown at a massive rate over the recent years. As the social media generation, we have developed an obsession with social media outlets, and this has been a detriment to our society. It has included developments in young adults and adolescents suffering from depression, problems with social interaction, and perhaps most seriously, cyberbullying. These problems make you wonder what exactly attracts people to these sites. Why would somebody spend so much time staring absently at their phone screen, or spend hours of their lives scrolling through the latest Kim Kardashian photos on Instagram? The answer may be that sites like Facebook and Instagram make it incredibly easy for people to stay in constant communication with each other and their friends, whether that be direct messaging them or liking the latest photos on Facebook. For example, speaking of somebody's photos on Facebook, does having more likes than somebody else make you more popular than them? Does it make you more attractive than them? Because unfortunately, these are the standards that we judge each other by. On top of this, there seems to be an addiction with social media amongst a vast number of people. According to digitaltrends.com, the average American spends up to 4.7 hours of a day, over a sixth of the day, checking or using social media outlets. This is most likely where the problem with social interaction comes from. There's no genuine face-to-face sort of social interaction anymore amongst the social media generation. It's believed by some scientists that face-to-face communication will ultimately diminish because of the high dependence that social media has. Can you imagine that? A world where the only interaction you have with another human being is through your smartphone. This will likely be the case as social media addictions can begin at such a young age. Instead of kids going out and playing sports, for example, outdoors with their friends, they're too busy being sucked into this social media world of selfies and wall posts. In addition to this, popular author and CEO of Digital Royalty, Amy Jo Martin, said this about social media use. Social media is changing the way in which we communicate and the way we are perceived, both positively and negatively. Every time you post a photo or update your status, you are contributing to your own digital footprint and personal brand. What she's touching on here is the fact that everything we put on social media, regardless of whether you delete it or not, is there for good. It's gone. It's not going to leave. Saved somewhere in the digital cloud that we always hear about, but nobody actually has any understanding or knowledge of how it works or what it does. This point is related to the statement I made earlier about cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is bullying that takes place using electronic technology. These technologies include devices and equipment such as cell phones, computers, tablets, as well as communication tools including social media sites, text messaging, chats, and websites. Examples of cyberbullying include text messages or emails, rumours sent by email or posted on social media sites, and embarrassing pictures, videos, websites, or fake profiles. Cyberbullying is different from any form of bullying. This is because it can happen 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you can reach somebody effectively when they're on their own. It's very hard to detect for people's parents as well. Cyberbullying messages and images can be posted anonymously and distributed quickly to a very wide audience. It's been proven that a person who is being cyberbullied is more likely to use alcohol and drugs, thus having a negative effect on their health that reaches far outside the digital realms of social media. They're more likely to skip school, having a negative effect on their education and thus worsening their social interaction skills. They're more likely to experience in-person bullying. This can have a knock-on effect of making an individual not want to attend school. It's also been proven that these individuals have lower self-esteem, receive poorer grades in school than other kids, and are more susceptible to health problems in the future. The social media generation is now an inevitability because it's become such a big part of society, and personally, in my opinion, I'm not so sure that society is benefiting from it.